today is a very special Sunday because Eastside was founded 10 years ago, which is very exciting. So churches, just like people, are born. And the way that churches are born is a little different than humans, but churches are born out of community. And so when people get together, they become a community. And when they keep getting together, they stay a community. And so today, in celebration of Eastside's 10-year birthday, we're going to read a kid's book about community. Without a sense of community, is it possible to experience life to the fullest? Each of us wants to feel seen, heard, and valued. The thing is, that sense of community we all crave doesn't just happen by default. The active practice of reaching out and sharing meaningful experiences with others is what saved me from a downward spiral of loneliness and isolation. I only wish I had learned to incorporate this practice as a kid so that I could have avoided years of pain and hurt. I wrote this book as an antidote to loneliness. It's a simple little guide for kids to make more quality friendships and live a life full of joy, excitement, and ease with less sadness, frustration, and heartbreak. This book is here to help every kid identify and spark that sense of community in their own life. It may seem mysterious at first, but it's actually quite simple. Like anything, it takes just a bit of practice. So what is community? Some people think that community is where you live. Others think community is a group of people. And there are even some who think community is who you are. My name is Shane, and I want to tell you what community means to me. Community is about sharing something important to you with other people. Maybe one person, or two, or 10, or even 100. It's something I've spent my whole life learning about. Mostly because when I was growing up, I never felt like I was part of one. Once, during the summer, I moved to a brand new city. I was really excited, but also really nervous. Excited because this move meant a whole new adventure. And nervous because that new adventure meant a new school.
That makes me think about all of the kids who just went to a new school, maybe this past week or the week before or coming up. They might have been feeling excited and nervous also.
Yes. A new school where I had no friends and no one knew who I was. Not the kids, not the teachers, no one. I felt alone before I even got there. The first day of school was even harder than I thought it was going to be. I didn't know where my classroom was. I had nobody to talk to, and the teachers didn't even say my name right. Is that something any of you have experienced? Maybe. Then the worst part of the day was right after the lunch bell rang. The whole school poured into the hallways, and everything got really loud and busy. Everyone broke out into groups and stood together in circles, laughing and talking, and I was the only kid by myself. I was all alone. That would be scary. At that moment, I thought I wasn't a part of the community, that I was on the outside and they were on the inside. I thought that community was something you were either a part of or you weren't. I thought that community happened for some people, the lucky ones, and not the rest of us. But later I learned that's not at all the way community works. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I wonder how it works.
Yes. Community doesn't happen like magic. It's actually something we get to build. That's right. You and I have the power to build community.
I love that.
That's so exciting. Yes. Remember, we said community is about sharing experiences. It's the difference between reading a book alone or reading a book with friends.
Like us.
Yes. Playing pretend by yourself or going outside and playing tag with the other kids. Doodling by yourself in your room or drawing with chalk on the sidewalk with your neighbors. Eating by yourself in your room or eating with your family instead. By the way, this doesn't mean you always have to do everything with someone else. It's okay to be by yourself sometimes.
Amen.
Yes, and sometimes even necessary.
Yes.
But I'm an introverted person, which means that I need extra time by myself. And I can get tired and cranky. Do any of you feel like that? Where you need to be by yourself sometimes?
I feel like that.
Yeah.
I'm introverted, but I was raised by an extrovert.
Yes.
And I feel like I need my time and space.
And that doesn't mean you don't like people.
Mm-mm.
It just means you need to be by yourself sometimes. But if I only ate by myself, drew by myself, and played by myself, I would be missing all the incredible feelings that come from being a part of a community. Feelings like joy and fulfillment, love, inspiration, fun, pride, helpfulness, creativity and satisfaction, surprise, relief, comfort, confidence, support, and empowerment, just to name a few. There are some others. What other kinds of feelings do you all get when you are with people that you love? There are so many good things about community, and the good news is you can find it anywhere. There are even different types of communities. Some that you might discover are family, the city you live in, your classroom, being part of a religion like our church, school, groups that celebrate ability and disability, people who share your heritage, people who are the same gender as you or who live in the same country or different countries than you. Different hobbies can help you build community, and even your neighborhood can be a community. And some communities you create. Sitting with someone at lunch, multiplayer gaming, volunteering, playing a new sport, performing in the school play, or joining the science fair. These are all ways to create community.
I love that. It also makes me think about our community in the Kids Collective that we create, and in the Beacon, a special community for 4th and 5th graders, and then our youth group, and even as adults you can join our different small groups.
Yes.
Those are communities that you build at church that are smaller but still part of this larger community.
Yes. And like our sharing garden is so great because we get to share it with each other, community is great because we build it together.
And then get to share with our larger community too.
Yes. When I started at my new school, I felt like an outsider. I wanted to feel a part of a community, but the problem was I didn't know what my community was. So I tried them all. Wow.
Nice.
So exciting. First, I tried soccer, and that wasn't for me. Next, I tried the science team, and I didn't really enjoy that either. But it's good that they tried. Yes. And then I tried the art club, and that was actually pretty fun. There, I met other kids that liked a lot of the same things I did. That was my community. And once I found it, I felt so much less alone. My new school didn't seem so scary anymore. Sometimes finding and creating communities can take a while, but other times it happens right away.
I wonder if there are any clubs that y'all are joining and trying out as the school year is upon us, a lot of kids are signing up and trying different clubs and after school activities, which can be nerve-wracking because you don't really know what to expect, but it's always fun to try new things.
Yes. One time, I asked to join a group of kids who were playing a game, and they said yes. Community! So exciting. Community can even happen by accident. I was watching kids play basketball one time, and the ball bounced over to me, and when I picked it up, they asked me if I wanted to play. I didn't think basketball was my community, but turns out it was.
That's so cool.
That is cool. It's great how sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone can result in you finding just the right place where you fit.
Yep.
Yeah. The more I started trying new things, the more communities I was joining. I thought I wasn't part of any community, but it turns out I was actually a part of lots of different ones. I just didn't know it yet. Can you think of any communities that you belong to? Either ones you've discovered or ones you've created? What about one you want to create? The good news is there's no rule about how many communities you can be a part of. Be a part of 10, 100, even 1,000. It's up to you. Your communities can also change over time. They don't have to stay the same. But one thing I want you to remember is this. Once you close this book, I want you to know that you are more connected than you think, that you are a part of a community, and you can be part of so many more. So the next time you're doing something fun, maybe reading a book you love, like this one, watching a great movie, or playing a fun game, I want you to try and share that experience with others. Even with just one person, that's the best place to start. It's easy to be mystified by community, connection, and friendship. For many kids, it seems like these are reserved for the special few, the lucky ones, but not anymore. Community doesn't happen by magic. It's actually something that we get to build. And now you know exactly how to start building that community in your own life, which means the road ahead is only going to get brighter and more enriching. Now is your opportunity to help the other amazing kids in your life feel the genuine connection that we all crave. It's that sense of community is what activates the leadership qualities within us all. It allows us to think and act as our best selves. And that goes for us grown-ups too, for sure. Kids are natural community builders, but sometimes you might need some help understanding where to start. And with us adults behind you, cheering you on, because we always will be, you are going to be a true community builder before you know it. The end.
I love that, Miss Katie.
Yes.
Miss Katie, it's so fun to read this book, so thank you for choosing this one on our 10-year anniversary. It's really neat because my husband and I, Caleb, we helped to start the church 10 years ago. So when this book talks about building the community, there were lots of really intentional conversations on what type of church and community we wanted to build. What were the prayers we wanted to include? What were the traditions that were really, really important to us? What was the feeling when you walked through the door that we wanted to create to make sure that people felt like they could be part of this community, that they were included and that they were wanted, and that they belonged here. And I think that Eastside has done a really amazing job at sticking to those main pillars and really keeping that sense of community kind of in front of their eyes. And it's so fun because Ms. Katie took a risk and joined a different community, a different church, and has felt and I don't mean to speak for you, but has found, instead of building community, has found community and place with the children and with the people that she's met here. And so I just think that it's so great that they could talk about both building community and what that feels like and looks like, and then finding community or being taken in as community.
Yeah.
There's just so many different ways, and that's really cool.
There are, yeah, and there's no one perfect right way. There are all kinds of different communities that work for all kinds of different people, and I feel so lucky to have found Eastside and to be a part of the Eastside community. And you know, from my conversations with you, I can tell that you do too. And we are just so glad that all of you children, whether you're here with us at Eastside or at home with your parents, near and far, right? Like, we are so glad that you're a part of our community too, because it's you all, the people, that make our community so great.
Yes. Yeah. Amen. Thanks for joining.
Yes. See you soon.